In 2012, the city of Abidjan exploded with violent fighting over the presidency of Ivory Coast. Thousands of citizens fled for their lives. 18-year-old Elvis, along with his younger brother and the grandmother who was raising them, joined the exodus. As a refugee, Elvis was forced to carry heavy loads each day to earn a simple meal for the three of them. By the time peace was reached and they were free to return home, Elvis had suffered a terrible injury.
When I came back, the first thing I noticed inside was lung pain. Then I felt the pain in my back. It felt like a razor. I couldn't stretch or rise up. I had to use the wall or something else to help me stand and move. It became incredibly difficult for me just to stand up or walk.
One day, when Elvis was struggling to walk down the street, he fell to the ground, suddenly paralyzed by unbearable pain. He was rushed to the local hospital, where doctors took x-rays and discovered a severely damaged disc in his lower back.
I was kept at the hospital for a week. They wanted to operate on me. The specialist said they would have to replace the damaged disc, but said it would stop my growth. So they didn't perform the surgery. They prescribed some drugs for me for my pains and gave me a total of 9 IVs.
Elvis wore a back brace and lived with debilitating pain. It even stopped him from attending his final year of high school. Elvis was a total prisoner of his pain. Months passed like years. Then one day, his grandmother saw advertisements announcing a Christ for All Nations gospel campaign. While Elvis was not a Christian, she was determined to bring him to hear the gospel, expecting Jesus to touch his life. Elvis's grandmother got Elvis into a taxi, and they attended the second evening of the Christ for All Nations Abidjan event. Elvis sat on the ground, listening to the message of salvation and hearing evangelist Daniel Kalenda explain the power of God to answer prayers.
When we went, the man of God preached, and he said, "Have faith and you'll be healed." I told the Lord, "I don't know how to pray, but I know that you can heal me." So I rose up, lifted my hands and prayed. Suddenly, I heard people crying all around me, and I felt something in my leg. So when I reached down and touched it, there was no pain in my back. So I was bent over and I touched my head to my knee. I still didn't feel any pain. Then I started shouting and jumping. I took off my back brace belt and gave it to my grandmother. And we started shouting, dancing, jumping, and I said, "I am healed."
What is this? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Ceinture lombaire. Une ceinture lombaire pour mettre sur mon dos pour marcher avec.
It's a belt he used to wear. Why did you need this? Pourquoi est-ce que tu devais porter cette ceinture?
Parce qu'il y a une hernie discale au niveau de ma colonne vertébrale.
He had an hernia. A hernia? A hernia. Where? On his spine. The spine. And now what has happened now? Et maintenant, qu'est-ce qui se passe maintenant?
Il peut bien marcher.
Tu peux marcher sans la ceinture?
Oui,
il peut tout faire sans la ceinture. No pain?
Non,
t'as pas mal?
Non, pas mal.
Il n'y a pas de douleur?
Rien.
Could you do this before? Tu pouvais faire ça avant?
Non.
Tu pouvais pas?
Je pouvais pas. Je jouais pas au ballon, c'est dispensé à l'école.
You could not play football. You could not do any sports. Do you know who has healed you? Tu sais qui t'a guéri?
Jésus-Christ de Nazareth.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Lord, I thank you for this miracle, and I bless this young man in Jesus' name. God bless you. Go play football.
Now Elvis is living pain-free. He's able to help his grandmother at home and is headed back to finish high school. He's even playing soccer with his friends again. But the greatest blessing is this: Elvis has opened his heart to Jesus.
I have decided to follow Jesus all my life. Now I'm going to church and praying to the Lord. I am going to be baptized, and I will do the work of the Lord, because I know it is the Lord who has healed me.